Now where did I leave my... Oh, look at that cake! I forgot about that. It looks so good. I don't suppose just one slice will hurt. Oh, that was so good. I probably shouldn't, but... why not? Nobody's gonna know. That icing is delicious. Hey, look, it's kind of uneven now. If I just slice a little bit more off of it... look, it's perfectly even now. Now, what was I looking for again? Wait, what flavour were these berries? I'll just try one more slice and see. I don't know actually. I think they're, I don't know. Something. Oh, look. There's only one slice left. Well, if I don't eat it, the ants will just get to it. So, might as well. Oh, I feel sick, but kind of the good sick. Oh, what have I done? I'm gonna have to figure out a way of burning off these calories. Oh, I need to lie down. Hello everybody, it's me, bugmancx, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft The Journey. I'm feeling better now after all that cake because I've had a bit of a nana nap, to be honest, and I'm ready to get going and get us one step closer to the next upgrade of Minecraft Beta. We're currently playing Beta 1.3 where we've been for a little while, and I always get comments and feedback saying that because I don't upgrade quickly enough, I'm never going to reach my target of catching up to the modern day release. But it's just because there's so much interesting stuff to explore and it just takes time. Anyway, I think I've got a solution that'll help kill two birds with one stone, burning the calories and getting ready for our upgrade, and that is speed updates. I've got a list of all of the remaining bits and pieces from Minecraft Beta 1.3, and we're going to turbocharge through these as quickly as we can so that we can be ready to move up to Minecraft Beta 1.4. Ready? Let's do it. Rumour has it that if we use a bed whilst riding a minecart, we should be returned to the position of the bed as soon as the sleep cycle has finished, so I'm keen to give this a try. Alright, let's get the minecart at the ready, ride the minecart, we need to be able to use the bed, and whoa, what the? We are asleep in the minecart. Oh, this is too weird. What happened there? Okay, so... the reverse happened of what I had stated. We stayed... Go away, you! Hang on, let me just get rid of the locals. We slept in the minecart. How bizarre. I have to try that again, but this time I want to do it in F5 mode. Ready? Let's do it. Let's go for the bed. Oh, that's a shame. We see no difference. I had really hoped that we would see ourselves sleeping in the bed in the minecart. Oh well. Whee! Minecraft's always used seeds to determine every world's unique world generation formula, and frankly, it's a whole detailed topic on its own. I'm not going to get into details of how the world seeds work in this video, but I will mention that Beta 1.3 is the first version to provide the facility for being able to specify the world seed when you create your world. Previously, when generating a new world, you would get a world based on a random seed, which couldn't be changed, or at least not easily changed. But giving this control to players meant that it was now much easier to share unique world terrain with your friends. Just give them the world seed that you're using, and they can use it to generate their own exact replica of your world's natural terrain generation. Every tree, every mountain, and every single block will be identical. A few episodes ago, we had a look at the new range of slabs, but there's actually some extra trivia that we didn't cover in that episode, which is worth taking a look at, and it has to do with the double slab. You see, there are rules in Minecraft about how the world is made up, and one of those rules is that two different blocks cannot occupy the same space at the same time. With the slab, when you place down the bottom slab, Minecraft has just placed one block. In this case, it's block ID 41. Now, if you want to place another slab on top of it, Minecraft isn't doing what you think it's doing. It's lying to you. It wouldn't be possible for the game to store two of block ID 41 in the same block space. So, although it looks as though you're placing another slab on this block, as soon as you place it, Minecraft just changes the block in that location from block ID 41 to block ID 43, and 43 is the numerical block ID assigned to the double stone slab. In other words, this double stone slab block is a separate block with its own unique item ID. Just like the slab, each of the different variations has its own variation of block ID 43 as well. And in fact, when you break the block, you will now get two slabs back. But prior to beta 1.3, you would only get one slab back. So this means that because each double slab block variation needed to be implemented separately, the developers chose only to support doubled slabs of the same type. Because for each new slab type, it only means adding a double slab of that variation. But if they were to allow all slab combinations, they'd quickly lose their minds, I think, at the amount of separate block combinations that they'd have to support. There was in fact another slab variation added to the game, but it wasn't obtainable in vanilla survival. You had to use inventory editors to put it into your inventory, and I'm not even 100% clear why it was added at this point, but it was, so I've put it into my inventory and we can take a look at it. Now in slot 1 here we have the regular half stone slab here, and you can see it's got a border going around each side like this and across the middle as well. And these are the variation of this slab which are slightly different. If I place one down, everything looks normal until you pay close attention to the bottom part here. Notice how there is no texture. If I just compare it to a single one right here next to it, you can see this one has a darkened line and this one doesn't have that darkened line at all. And the reason is because if you combine two of them, you get the full smooth stone block. But it is put together like the others are, with two slabs converting into this particular block, and when you break it you just get two of those exact same half slab variations back. And this is also just another variation of that double block slab that we talked about before. This one just happens to use the smooth stone's top texture on all four sides. The other interesting thing about this particular variation is that this will later get reused by the brick slab. So this one gets removed and replaced by the brick slab texture. So when we upgrade, if we leave some of these in our world somewhere, they should just get replaced with brick slabs at some point. I should find somewhere in the world where we can place them just to keep an eye on them and see that change happen in a future version. This should be an easy enough space to spot it. If we just replace all of these blocks with these slab variations, then one day we'll just walk out here and we will spot that suddenly these have changed to bricks, and then we'll know when it's happened. And that was everything on my Minecraft Beta 1.3 list. Done. There is a little interim upgrade in Minecraft Beta 1.3 to Minecraft Beta 1.3_01, which we will go to and talk about and take a look at. But for the content in Beta 1.3, that's it. It's largely done. There's probably a few things that I missed here and there. That always happens. If I did miss anything, feel free to let me know in the comments. But for now, I think it's time for us to do something which we haven't done in ages, and that is to upgrade our world. Are you ready? Let's go! We're in, and now as for changes, Minecraft Beta 1.3 doesn't really change very much. There was a technical under the hood change which deprecated support for an ancient version of Java 1.6, and it also fixed an item duplication glitch, but I'm not exactly sure which glitch that was, so I wasn't really able to test it as part of Beta 1.3. If you know, let me know, but it's probably a little bit too late to test now. You know, before we get into all of that upgrading nonsense, there's one more thing that's been on my backlog for a long time that I think now is a good time to address, and it has to do with this block here, or more importantly, what you put into this block. Now, you've heard me speak about this on a number of occasions, but I've been trying to find music discs in dungeon loot chests ever since they were added in Minecraft Alpha 1.0.14, but unfortunately I have been unable to find any. There are only 2 in the game at the moment, and so I wanted to expand my record collection from 0 to 2, really. But there is actually one other way that we can obtain records, and that is via the creeper. I think most people who've played the game are probably aware that creepers will drop a music disc if they are shot and killed by a skeleton. But I didn't realize it was part of the game until it was pointed out to me by one of the members of my Discord, Yannick, way back in December last year, so I've been sitting on this information for months. But apparently the ability to drop a record from a creeper was added way back then when the records were first introduced. I wish I had known. Anyway, let's see what we can do with this. I'm going to head out into the middle of nowhere and see if I can get a creeper to drop a music disc. So I know I've gone off the rails a little bit here, but I just saw something shocking. I'm out here building a bit of an extra nether tunnel out to the area where I want to try and farm records, and look at the end of this tunnel. Look at that. Oh! Have you ever seen anything like it? I knew that this nether was full of ghasts, but honestly, I had no idea it was this bad. Oh. I came out to this tundra area because I figured that I think mobs can't spawn on the ice, but it does give me plenty of room to be able to line up the mobs if I want to try and get a record. So, like over here are a couple of contenders, and it doesn't matter if I blow up the ice so much, it's just an area which I use for a bit of mining. And I do have to soften up the creepers, and I'm not sure how much I have to soften them up. 2 is not a good plan right now. I just want 1 creeper and 1 skeleton. Let's get rid of you. Ooh. The ice is actually making this a lot more difficult. And these holes, I'm just liable to fall into them. Perhaps this wasn't the best location after all. Okay, you two, let's see what you can do for me. No, don't blow. Oh. Now, this is looking more promising. If I can just line them up perfectly. Uh-oh. Where are you going? Oh. Okay, as I suspected. This is not going to be as easy as I thought. All right, I've got 1. Now, if I can just soften him up a little bit. 1 and 2 taps should do it. Now he should be susceptible to an arrow, and I just got to find a skeleton. Here we go. Okay, now to line them up, and hopefully without any death. Okay, looking good, looking good. Easy. Come on, skeleton. Yes! Yes, we did it! We got a music disc. All right, go away, you. I don't need you anymore. Oh, I can't believe we actually got that the proper way. Our first music disc. Oh, come back. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm really keen to find out which record this is. And in this version, we just don't know because all that you get is music disc. I mean, each disc is going to have its own unique color coding, but until we put it into the jukebox, we won't really know which record this is. So, are you ready? Let's do it. 13. Well, we're in for a wild ride here. We better get cozy. Let's set the ambience. Well, that was certainly intense, wasn't it? Well, our record collection is 50% of the way there, and I'm keen to get it to 100% before the end of this episode. So let's head out, because I've got a different method in mind of how to obtain our next music disc. Because the other day I was out here roaming around and I noticed this little area here. Now, it might not look very interesting from here, but if I turn on F3, have a look at that. Look at these mob tags right here, and they're skeletons. I heard a zombie too, but listen to that. And yes, just as I suspected, there's a skeleton spawner right at the surface level. So I want to use this as a source of... Oh, that was close. That was real close. I want to use this as a source of skeletons for the record farm. We'll drag in some creepers and then we'll put them in front of the skeletons and see what happens. I better pick up those goodies before they disappear. And here's my current thinking. I have excavated the spawner for the moment. Now imagine that I'm a skeleton and I just spawn into existence inside of the spawner. Just like that. And, I'm gonna have to lower the floor by 1. Fixed. Alright, now imagine that I'm a skeleton. I spawn into existence and I float on down the water stream. I go down here and the water pushes me along until I reach this point, where because my feet are in water, I start to push up. So up, up, up I go. This is a standard mob elevator and I reach the top. And then when I'm out here, I may need to push them along a bit, but once I'm up here, I should be in prime position. I'm trapped, but if I have line of sight, I should be able to put some creepers somewhere and then hopefully line it up so that there's a skeleton and then a creeper and then me. And then we'll see what happens. I've covered it up and I want to do the very first test. There's already one skeleton in the system, but he's got line of sight with me, so he's been pushing back on the water. But if I cover it up like this now and we keep an eye on F3, yep, we can see that 3 skeletons are in the system now. So they should be making their way towards the tube and hopefully they'll just make... There comes one now. Hopefully they'll just make their way up. Let's see what happens when they reach the top. Alright, it looks like, yep, it looks like they make their way out on their own, which is perfect because all we really want to do is make sure we get a skeleton here at the end. I might put 1 water stream, and I do need a way of plugging up the system to prevent more skeletons from being able to make their way up, because too many skeletons might be too much of a problem. But look, it's working. Look at this monstrosity. I know what you're thinking. That's ugly. And you're right, it's functional and I will come back and tidy it up later, but I want to show you how this works. First, of course, we have the spawner down here and this gives us our skeletons. So if I pop a block over the top and hit F3, we should see a skeleton has spawned. It has spawned right on top of the thing. There it goes, it's in the water, so we can now open this up so that no more skeleton can spawn. It should be making its way through the system right about now. There it goes, and it should make its way up the pipe. When it makes its way up the pipe, where is it? Hello, hello, there you are. It pops its head up into this, pops up here, and then gets pushed across to this little chamber here. Right above it is, up the top here are these 2 blocks to protect it from sunlight, and over here is another block above its head, so I suppose I don't need that extra one. But that one above its head is important. I did try glass blocks, but I found that the skeleton was able to fire arrows into the glass block, so it had to be a solid block. Now, what's going on with this staircase? Well, this is where the creeper will go. So I will be out here, I will find a creeper, and then I will lead it back to this contraption, and then I will head up the stairs and the creeper should follow me, follow, and then right here, this is where the magic happens. The creeper will see this as a navigable block because it sees that there's a door block here and it walks right across, but the creeper will actually fall into the hole, and what I will do is I will do this. Run, jump, and there we go. So the creeper should follow me and land in the hole. Now what's important about creepers is that creepers will explode if they're in a 3-block range of their target. So in this case we have a creeper standing here on this block. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the skeleton, and Where is it? Here? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4 to me. I stand here, and as you can see, the skeletons, although this one is not cooperating all that well. Yeah, there we go. The skeletons will eventually fire an arrow that will strike right into that pot position right there where the creeper is, although these are all too high now. I think I see the problem. Okay, let's head over and see if we can troubleshoot this together. Notice how there's an arrow right above that slab. I swapped out the slab from a solid block, so it looks like that has to be a completely solid block in order for this to work. So we need to replace that with something ugly like a cobblestone. Now I think it should work flawlessly, and we should get less of this and more of the arrows down here where they're supposed to be. But here is the big test, because I actually need a victim. I need to run a creeper through this system, and the one thing that I'm worried about is whether the creeper is actually going to blow anything up. So I'm going to wait for nighttime. It's nearly nighttime, that's good. Lead a creeper into the system, and I think I might soften it up a little bit before we do this, just to make sure that if it does explode, I can kill it very quickly and then figure out what to do. Oh, this is going to be challenging. Aha, looks like we have our very first contestant, so I'm going to be very careful because we're quite close to the contraption at the moment. Now, I did say I wanted to soften him up because I want this guy to just have one shot of damage left. Now, this is where it gets frightening. Okay, go up the stairs. I'm not even looking. Is he following? You didn't follow me. Why didn't you follow me? All right, we've got lots of clearance now. Ooh. Now follow me properly this time, please. Yes, yes, yes. Up here. And... No! No! Oh. Well, fortunately, we can just rebuild, although I am quite low on glass. The change that I've made is I've gotten rid of that door and I have put a slab here instead. Now, I hope that the creeper will still try and make this and walk into this gap, although I'm not sure that it will. I can obviously make this jump because I can jump a gap like that, but a creeper doesn't know how to do that, so it should still hopefully fall into that space there. Unfortunately, it's daytime, so there may not be any creepers around. If there are, I'll be lucky. Otherwise, we'll be waiting for nighttime again. I thought that it might be a good idea to try this with a zombie first, but there are just creepers everywhere, so we might as well select you, my friend. Let's soften you up a little bit. Lovely, lovely. Don't explode, please. Oh, this is where it gets hairy. Okay, so if I jump over here, will you follow me? Yes, you will. Okay, this is it. All right, what I'm going to do is, because you're primed and in the system, I'm going to sleep. All right, let's double check everything. We've got our skeletons prepped and ready to go. We've got our creeper in the prime position, and the creeper is softened. So in case of any issues, I've got my sword here. I can hopefully just run in and slam it in the face before it explodes. Now, my optimal position to be standing is right there on that block, so now the skeletons should be able to see me. And they did. And we got a record. We got a record. The farm works. The farm works. That is incredible. All right, let me get out of here, out of the way. Oh, that's the other record too. That is Cat. We don't have time to listen to that today, but we can listen to it in the next episode, absolutely. Oh, I'm so pleased that this machine works. But sadly, we have run out of time, so I want to say thank you for watching today's episode. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, all of those things, and I'll see you in the next episode. This has been bugmancx. You've been watching Minecraft: The Journey. Bye-bye.